10. Reece Bell having a strong night at Bahrain a week ago, breaking into the top 10. And I believe that the occasional third member of our commentary team, Lewis Edwards, is about to have a chat with him because, Lewis, Reece is embarking on something a little bit different ahead of this season, isn't he? Racing for a really good cause.
Yes, so I'm here with Reece now. Reece has been a part of HFT originally. He's done some privateer stuff. But Reece, you switched to a new team with Stuart Vickers, Phoenix Sim Racing. What's brought all this about?
So, Stu and I have been in touch for a little while before we joined the team, and it turned out that Stu had an interest in starting a team to help people with disabilities get into sim racing because he found it really good for himself. And my story is quite similar to that, with some mental health issues that I've suffered in the past. And sim racing is kind of my outlet. So we really wanted to kind of do what we could to show other people that this is possible.
Yeah, I think that's a really good message that sim racing is for everybody. And I know Stuart was trialing some hand controls to see how he got on in the sim a week ago in Bahrain. Did he mention to you how he found that?
So he tried out his prototype hand controls that actually in the future we're hoping to sort of distribute to people who require hand controls to help them get into sim racing. And he found it particularly hard, mainly because of the muscle memory in his hands and wanting his feet wanting to push the pedals. So he had a little bit of trouble with that initially, but then found them really useful. And as competitive as he could be once he'd done some practice. So it's looking quite good that we can build something that people who maybe don't have the use of their legs, they may be able to compete at the level, at the VRRC level as well. Not just compete anywhere, compete here with this level of competition.
Sounds really promising for you. A week ago, you did manage to lead the race in Bahrain and came away with a solid pair of results. What are your hopes for tonight's proceedings?
That, to be honest, that's probably the highlight of my racing with VRRC is just that little sort of stint, and it was really beneficial for me to get that experience as well. So I'm really looking forward to this race and seeing how I can compare to last race. I'm hoping for a top 10 finish in both races if I can. But I feel like race 2 is normally a bit easier for me because I tend to start nearer the front.
And of course, it's going to be a pretty chaotic at Monza, so I'll leave you to your preparation. And I wish you the best of luck for this evening.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for inviting me to have the interview as well. Thank you so much.
Excellent stuff. Thank you, Reece. And we'll be charting his progress with interest over the night. Had a solid night, really, a week ago at Bahrain, a top 10, as he said, in race 2, but actually only just missed out on the top 10 in the first race as well. And Jack, that's actually something that I've really enjoyed seeing over the year and a bit now that I've been working with the VRRC. Not just Reece, but lots of other drivers like him who perhaps when they started reaching the top 10 was a pipe dream, and yet now, every so often, they are able to get in there with more and more regularity, and that really shows that you can become a better driver by racing week in, week out in championships like these.
Yeah, I think I think we all know a lot of people in motorsport that if they're not right at the sharp end, they'll just leave and they'll go off and do something else, and they'll blame the equipment or they'll do